These women doing a roofing job are going viral because of their pace of work. Men are hilariously comparing them to male workers. Check out these comments.
Let's go. No profit crew.
Someone really said one Mexican would have been done already. So here's a comparison video of two men doing a similar job.
This is wrong. Hey, yo, stop, bro. Stop.
That's a lot of women for a roof job. Hopefully they fit.
Women, when they fight with men, their goal is to get men frazzled, right? Crazed. And what is the most annoying thing that happens in a fight when it comes to male-female dynamics? The most annoying thing to women is when guys don't get frazzled, when they're just like, sure, honey, whatever. You know what? You want to scream, yell, I got stuff to do, and then they will get bigger and crazier, and the crazy eyes will come out because they have to know, they have to try to rattle you, right? And some guys will not allow themselves to be rattled. And those are obviously the best, most stable, most sane guys, right? But it's also the guys and those are the guys that also maintain authority in their house and whatnot, because they're letting you know, honey, you get to act like crazy person. I'm not going to be, no, it's not going to work on me.
Some people say, if you don't have money, a woman will not love you. You don't know women. When you have a lot of money, she doesn't need the money. She now needs attention. When you have a lot of attention, you don't have money. The woman doesn't need the attention. She needs the money. When you have both the attention and the money, the woman doesn't need attention and money. She needs a bad boy. When you are a bad boy, the woman doesn't need a bad boy. He needs a church boy that is holy. If you're a church boy that is holy, he needs a church boy with a little bit of twerk of bad boy.
If men's jobs disappeared tomorrow, society would crumble. If women's jobs disappeared tomorrow, society would be fine.
Oh, really? Who's going to raise all the children?
Women aren't even raising their own kids. They're in daycare.
That's actually
incorrect. They're in daycare and public school. No, it's $1 billion industry.
It is $1 billion industry, but statistically, women have the majority of childcare burden. And not a lot of people can afford daycare nowadays.
Well, who is the kid spending the most time with if the mom's at work? Most mothers work nowadays. So the kid is spending more time at school or at daycare.
It only wants to grab one thing. The more you try, the less I bite. And I don't have to think it through. You know if I'm feeling you.
So it took 4 women and 1 woman standing around doing nothing to do a job 2 men could do. Congratulations. The question is, what happens if you don't have 3 of those girls? You can no longer do what a man can do.
You realize that guy isn't creepy. You're just not physically attracted to him.
Welcome to another episode of I Told You So. Viewer discretion is advised.
I know, you thought you were less shallow than that, and it's okay because you're not. I'm not judging you, okay? I am a lot of the times more pleasant when I am physically attracted to someone. Like if a guy who's attractive to me is looking at me, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's looking at me. But when a guy that I don't find attractive looks at me, I'm like, oh my gosh, who's gonna call the police?
By the power invested in me, I pronounce women that think like this diabolical. However, there is a part that we must take appreciation to, and it's the fact that they are admitting that they are like this. Because this is something men have been saying for quite some time. If you are attractive enough, you can get away with here. Nothing ever is actually what it is until they deem you attractive or unattractive. So, for example, if she says you SA'd her or you harassed her, it depends on your level of attraction. If she's very, very attracted to you, there's a good chance she's not going to say anything about it. But if she's not attracted to you, you're going to jail. They move the goalposts depending on how attracted they are to you, which is insane to say the least. Because if you ask me, any offense should be taken seriously, no matter how attractive or unattractive this person is. But I'm happy these videos are coming out because it's proving the things that men have been saying for X amount of years at this point. This is exactly why we shouldn't believe all women. This is exactly why we shouldn't believe all victims until we get the full story. Because I'm sure at some point, that person lacked some details that implicated them in their own demise. And a lot of the time, those details are that they pick and choose when they want to be victims to a situation.
Like, okay, should I do it? I know, you thought you were more evolved, and you're not. Because pretty privilege is a thing, and it runs both ways. And it's okay, just enjoy it.
Now, this is a part of the video I can actually agree with. Pretty privilege is a real thing, and I think those people have the right to exercise it. However, it only becomes an issue when they start to abuse it. But I wholeheartedly disagree with the fact that based on how this person looks will determine if they're actually harassing you. Or if they're even being weird in any way, shape, or form, because what that does is it makes it really difficult for us to identify who's actually been offended or harmed in a real way. Saying someone harassed you simply because you're not attracted to them, not because they actually did anything to you, is a horrible way to go about things. That's no different from the boy who cried wolf. So that kind of behavior is going to breed people to be very desensitized to these moments because time and time again, a lot of these stories are coming out and come to find out you were never harassed in any way, shape, or form. You just don't like the person because of the way that they look, and that's a f***ed up way to go about things. But you know what? A lot of y'all are not going to want to hear what I'm saying because I'm just a normal guy. I keep the change.
It's probably my biggest pet peeve. I have grown up in a space where I've never been heard. I've always been interrupted. I've dismissed, invalidated, never really acknowledged. And that sucks. It hates, y'all know what that feels like. And nobody enjoys feeling that way. Nobody enjoys feeling that way. But you do it to men like this, and it's praised. And it's praised. And anyone who dares question it, that's why I truly don't care. I'm the sacrifice, straight up. I'm the sacrifice. Ooh, look at me, look at you, sacrifice. Ooh, you're pretty good. Anyway, sorry. I'm the sacrifice because I don't care. I have no skin in the game. It's all stupid on here. I'm just going to be real. It's just the selective outrage is just getting I'm fatigued. I'm so fatigued. Man hate, I'm fatigued. Y'all want a man that leads you. You want a man that treats you like a queen, but then you want to sit around here spitting out man hate. How is the Most High going to give you what you want with that ugly frequency, that energetic, that under energy of just man hate? No wonder you keep attracting boys. No wonder you keep attracting people. No wonder you keep attracting people who don't respect you. You don't respect yourself because you're sitting out here on this frequency of I hate women, I hate men. And you know what? In the queer community, it exists. Y'all got boys all up in the masks, all right? I hear about it. That's why I don't use gender neutral language, because the heteronormative roles are showing up in the queer community, and your people can't even talk about it either because y'all are the mob too. Y'all are hardcore mobbing. Y'all mobbing 24/7, 365. I don't even know how you guys are getting rest. Oh, that's right. That's why there's so many freaking anxieties and depressions and all that, because y'all just be mobbing all day, every day, not even getting paid for it. Except in energy expense, you're losing your energy, you're losing your confidence, you're losing your self, identity and respect. So now we've got to cling on to all of this. That's what's happening in all of the communities. The queer community, y'all's mobs are mobbing, always mobbing. Black community, you too. Don't even start. Dude, the racism within the community is a problem. Aren't y'all tired? I'm tired. God, I'm on one today, man. I'm just annoyed. I'm so fed up. It must be the new moon. I'm just so fed up, man. In my logical brain, if you want blessings in your life, you got to change your attitude. And the more that y'all women out here just keep spewing in the comments all the man hate because you haven't swallowed that BBS, that's why you keep getting more of the toxicity. And it's a survival adaptation, and it's ugly. And your kids are seeing this, your son.
When a man finally makes it, the loudest voice in the room is often the one saying, but she was there with you when you had nothing. But here's the question no one really asks. What was she doing while she was there? Being present and being a partner are not the same thing. A lot of women didn't build. They didn't plan. They didn't pray. They didn't push. They didn't invest, inspire, or even try to understand the vision. All they did was stay. They sat beside the grind, but they didn't carry any weight. They stood next to the dream, but they never added a single brick. These kind of women were simply there. And they were there waiting like a hawk, waiting like an eagle, waiting like a vulture, waiting for the day they could say, I was around before the success. As if proximity alone deserves a prize. Existence by itself is not effort. And being in the same room is not the same as helping to build the house. When a man evolves and that man chooses a partner who actually matches his growth instead of merely witnessing it, my brother, that's not betrayal. People must learn to stop confusing endurance with effort. If she didn't build anything with you, she's not entitled to anything from you. And the key word is entitled. And please don't come in the comments talking about the outliers and children. And we're not talking about that. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So stop trying to warp my words to fit your narrative.
And I think there was a clip talking about the man-hating era is over. Your sons are watching. That's not stopping them. They know that their sons are watching. Because their sons are watching and they have an audience, it makes them go even harder into debauchery, into foolishness. They don't care anything about that. They're going even harder into doing stupid stuff. That's what you're seeing from modern women. Stupidity, foolishness, idiotic nature of people. That's what you're seeing from modern women. Just pure straight up foolishness. Pure straight up foolishness. Oh, I got a man watching me, regardless of if I'm supposed to teach him the right way to do things, and I say I want him to be a respectful man and learn how to treat women. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna teach him how to twerk. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna teach him how to be weak, not take care of himself. That's what I'm gonna teach him to do. That's what these modern women are doing. Because they don't know what they're doing. Honestly, truly, there are some women out here that teach their sons to be fine young men. Fine young men, have respect for women, know how to take care of women, but also know how to be a man, right? And somewhere along the way, I would assume that they got that boy around some strong men so he can have some strong male figures in his life and he can have some sort of direction. Because as a woman, there's just some things that you don't know. There's some experiences that this young man's going to go through that you don't know anything about, right? So there are some instances, but these modern women, they don't care if their sons are watching. That gives them more fuel to act stupid.
I seen this girl say she took accountability, said that she lost a possible husband because she said he was amazing. She said, but she like something's missing.
That's so
and then she said it wasn't until, after she left the relationship, she realized she needed to heal from her past because what was missing was chaos. She was used to chaos in relationships. She was used to toxic relationships.
Yeah.
She said that's how her parents' relationship was. So that's the relationship she got into.
Yeah.
And she said that's what was missing. She needed chaos.
Some women don't know how to deal with emotionally balanced and intelligent men because they literally have never dealt with it. So you might be like, something may happen and you might sit down, well, can we sit down and talk about what happened? They might be like, oh, because they used to you either going off the handle or flipping out and they like, that's intimidating because now you facing what they're like, I don't want to deal with that.
I don't want to be with anyone who need drama to feel love, or cause drama just for for love or for sex, whatever. No. I'm too old for that.
I'm entirely too old for that. I'm not doing it.
You in your Barney stage. You can't have that.
Yeah, I don't have time for the drama. I love you. You love me. Let's make a happy family.
See what I mean? Unapologetic.
Podcast.
Unapologetic.
Yeah.
Back on the pod with the folks. Back on the pod with the jokes.
Funny.
So I used to think a woman's past didn't matter until this one time that I got invited over to my cousin's house. We were all sitting around their bonfire after dinner. They had invited some friends and another cousin of ours. And in the midst of the conversations, the attention got put on me. And they asked me if I've been seeing anybody lately because, recently I became single again. And I was like, yeah, I've been seeing this one girl. She came over, we've been spending the night and all this stuff. And my cousin was like, oh yeah, Vinny got his little hoes. But what he needs is a good girl that's not going to give it up on the first night. So that's when my other cousin chimes in, the one that was recently married. And she's like, oh yeah, I made Steven wait at least 2 months before he was able to get any. And my boy was sitting there like all proud and shit, like that shit sucked, but it was worth it. That's when I was like, you see, I want that too. But then I'm scared that if a girl makes me wait that long and then I find out the one night stand in her past. And then that's when they look at me and they're like, but why does that even matter? And that's when I was like, well, if the whole point of making a man wait is for self-respect and for preservation, then that goes out the window if you gave it to somebody else on the first night. So there's really no point. Because they're just going to feel like you put on a good girl mask just because you seen a future with me, but not with the person you let hit on the first night, And the whole time that I was giving my explanation, all I'm seeing is my little cousin, the 16-year-old, she's in the back and as soon as I finish talking, she looks over at her sister and she's like, My cousin's like, what? And she's like, what about the guy in Mexico? When I tell you guys, her face was pale. She didn't even know what to say. And then her husband's like, what guy in Mexico? So at that moment, I'm pretty sure we all realized that he didn't know about the guy in Mexico. And at that point, he had got up, walked into the house, and my cousin followed after him. And honestly, we didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But a month later, they actually announced that they were separating. But I think we all learned a valuable lesson that day. For me, it was just because she make you wait does not make her worth my time.
When he asks you if you can cook for him, ask him, can he build a house for you?
This is
is not the gotcha moment that you think it is. Because for a man to build a house would take 1 to 2 years of his life and hundreds of thousands of dollars. For you to make dinner takes about a 10-minute trip to the grocery store, maybe 30 to 40 minutes of cooking, and maybe 10 minutes of dishes afterwards if you want to count that. But you would probably make the argument as to why your husband would need to do the dishes. This is an attempt of a woman to logically reason through getting what she wants. And all men know this as they're listening to it because it's not logical. It doesn't line up as far as time and effort. Because of that, when a woman comes on here and tries to attempt that logical reason to get what she wants, men see it. They see right through it. And all men will take from this is that you specifically are that type of woman that wants to take, and she will not be willing to reciprocate anything near the amount of energy or effort that he puts in. And they know that that is just not worth it.
In all seriousness, it's very heavy on the reverse daddy issues over here. Because what do you mean you wouldn't wake up at 3:30 in the morning and take me to the airport? My dad would. You wouldn't drive a truck 10 hours to help me move? My dad would.
Do you treat your man like you treat your father? Do you give him the same authority and respect? Because when your father tells you not to do something, you don't do it. When your father tells you that your way of thinking is wrong and he corrects you, you don't talk back and tell him he's a controlling freak and he's an asshole and he shouldn't think the way that he does and he's a piece of shit. No, you let him lead you. So are you allowing your man to lead you? Your father says, no, you're not allowed to go out. I don't want you to go out. You're not going to that party. You live in my house. You're under my rules. You're not going to that party. You're not going to that party. And if you do, you take accountability and you get punished in whatever suit is needed at the time. And you accept that punishment. You don't hold resentment towards your dad because you know you did wrong. You disobeyed your father's order. So why aren't you acting like that with your husband, with your man? You know that when you get married, you get walked down the aisle and that is your father giving you away to your husband. So now you are supposed to treat your husband with that same respect, that same authority. You are supposed to give him that same obedience and submissiveness, but you're not. At the end of the day, your father has an obligation to you, and when you get married, your husband takes that obligation. Or if you expect a boyfriend to do this and spend 8 hours helping you move, then you should be giving him wife treatment because you expect husband treatment out of him. But at the end of the day, you are giving him an obligation. So therefore now you are obligated to give something in return. If he takes the obligation of taking care of you and doing all of these things for you and treating you like your father and making sure all of your stuff is taken care of, then you have to respect him and his authority, and in his house, treat him like a king, and under his house, it's his rules, and you respect what he has to say and when he has to say it.
Do you predict someone's divorce by their wedding?
I have found that the bigger the ring, the bigger the divorce, and the bigger the wedding spectacle, the more likely the divorce, in my experience. If you break down like the role of a bride in a traditional wedding, it's an unbelievably narcissistic pursuit for a woman. We're going to do an engagement, which is you're going to give me a stone of tremendous value that I'm going to wear as a public display of the fact that I am now engaged in this commitment. And then I'm going to put that on social media. And then we're going to have an engagement party. So that's party one. And then I'm going to have a bachelorette party, party number 2. Then we're going to have a rehearsal dinner, party number 3. Then we're going to have the wedding, party number 4. And then we're going to have a honeymoon. If this is really important to you, you're telling me a lot about yourself. You're telling me how important being the center of attention is to you. I think if the first time you get everybody you love in the same room as your funeral, you're an idiot. Like, I think you should celebrate. We've turned it into just a spectacle. I mean, the wedding industrial complex, man, $1 trillion industry. And again, catastrophically fails more than 50% of the time.
So you're telling me where you wear a bra and underwear, oh my goodness, wait. But when you wear a bikini, it's normal just to walk around and just be half naked in a bra and underwear? Because that's basically what it is. You're naked going in the water. The same way you're naked wearing a bra and underwear. A man created the bathing suits. Literally played with our minds to be like, you know, this is for the beach and the pool, and this is for the bedroom. It's the same thing. What the frick? I've never been the type of woman to be like, oh my goodness, I'm in my bra and underwear. And then throw on a 2-piece of a bathing suit that's less than the bra and underwear. And be like, oh my God, how you free walking in the bathing suit but covering yourself in a bra and underwear?
So hold on, let me get this right. You want a man with good communication skills, but when this man is trying to communicate with you, you're trying to find trigger words to now flip it on him and make it seem like he's the problem, right? You're not listening to understand. You're listening just to react. You're listening just to respond. If you was to be quiet, like a woman is supposed to do, be quiet and actually hear him out, you will understand that he is not the issue. You are the issue. You will understand the real issue that he's bringing to you. So you guys can come to an understanding and get past this. Not only that, you got mood swings. So one day you good, one day you not. You overthink, you assume, and maybe you come with 1 to 2, maybe 3 kids. So I'm confused here. Who is the problem? How are you his piece? Baby, you gonna have to bring more than just your body and a pretty face. As y'all be coming into these relationships or these situations thinking y'all so entitled. Be having all these boundaries and standards with baggage and does not bring peace. So what is he gaining from this? Body? A pretty face? You gotta bring more than that.
Women will be like, F a man, I don't need a man, play these men how they play you. Truth is, that type of woman has been hurt and she still has some healing to do. I've been there. But no matter what society says, men, we need you. We need you to lead us. We need you to protect us. And not just physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. We need you to help us raise these kids. Children need their fathers just as much as they need their mothers, and this is not up for debate. We need you to love us, genuinely. Men, we need you. And maybe this video is going over your head so we can agree to disagree, or maybe this message just is not for you. But dear future husband, I need you. And I can't wait till we cross paths and become equally yoked. But until then, I'm going to continue working on myself so that when things align, I can be capable of being the woman that you need to.
And I appreciate you saying that. Because essentially, you know, what happens, I think a lot of times, what the guy was talking about was, you know, women saying, well, I need you. But then you listen to the whole, the segment where they were talking about a woman being accountable and saying, you know, I needed chaos in my life. I needed drama in my life. I didn't know that's what it was. I couldn't regulate my emotions, right? They think based on what they didn't see on TV or whatever, based on what's happening with their girlfriends or whatever, whatnot. Because, you know, you listen to your girlfriends and they're like, oh man, he's doing this to me, he's doing that to me, but look what he gave me. And it's a constant cycle of nonsense, right? That man is a bum. Y'all are dealing with bums. Leave them alone. And men can tell you, your daddy can tell you, leave that man alone. I was having a conversation with somebody else recently. And I just said, you know what? Yeah. Yep. I see it. You're going to have to learn. I'm telling you the right way to go, but you have to learn by yourself. And I'm going to let you learn by yourself. Modern women have to, and you have to get mad about it. Modern women have to learn by themselves. They think they know everything. But at some point in time, and this is what happening. At some point in time, you're going to learn, oh shoot, I should have shut my mouth a little bit earlier on. Oh shoot, I should have stopped the drama a little bit early on. He bared with me. He allowed me in my nonsense, in my mess, but I kept on doing it. And now here I am. By myself.
Fellas, here are 10 ways on how to be a gentleman towards a woman. So 1, holding doors open. It's a simple act of courtesy that shows you're thinking of her and her convenience before your own. 2, stand closest to the curb when you guys are walking outside. Now, traditionally, this is a protective gesture. It shows that you're willing to put yourself in a position where you're mindful of her well-being and to go the extra mile to make her feel safe. 3, pumping gas. Offering to pump gas or do any mundane tasks like this shows that you're willing to go the extra mile to make her life easier. And again, we know a lot of women get preyed on at the gas station, so this is another way of making her feel safe. 4, make sure she gets home safely. Walking her to the door or waiting until she's safely inside shows a strong sense of responsibility. Again, it communicates that you care for her well-being and safety and that you're not just rushing off because you guys are no longer physically together. 5, let her talk without interrupting. So listening is one of the most important aspects of good communication. When you let her talk without interrupting, you show her that her words are valuable to you. It lets her know that you're engaged in what she has to say and that you respect her thoughts and feelings. 6, return her call or text in a timely manner. This shows that you respect her time and that you're prioritizing it and you're not too busy or indifferent indifferent to respond when she reaches out. 7, you're a man. Offer to carry heavy things. This is going to demonstrate strength and kindness, but more importantly, bro, it's going to show that you're willing to take on a burden for her to make her life easier or more comfortable. 8, arrive on time. Punctuality is a sign of respect. It shows her that you value her time and that you're committed to being reliable. It also prevents her from feeling unimportant or like you're not taking her time seriously. 9, pull out a chair before she sits down. And 10, strike up conversations with genuine questions and not pickup lines. Now, I'm not against it, but pickup lines can often come off as insincere or shallow, whereas asking genuine questions shows that there's an interest in getting to know her as a person. It shows that you want to get to know her on a deeper level and not just superficially. But fellas, start doing these, man. I'm doing my best to keep you guys out of the group chat for the wrong reasons.
Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge.
No, I live for Stedman, but you know that Stedman has for many decades been the butt of jokes.
Yeah, because of gender rules.
Yes.
People feel like because she's Oprah Winfrey, who did y'all want her to be with, Barack Obama? That doesn't make sense, guys. I mean, I feel like that's the weird thing about powerful women, what we're left with. So I'm supposed to find love, but he's got to have a certain amount of money, and then, but at the same time, I got to still be like, guys, what's going on here? Why am I? Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge. No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. And I frankly don't care if that's who you love, that's who you love. Why do we have to deal with that?
Yes.
That to me makes no sense. I ain't never, look, my daddy told me a man needs to treat you right. He needs to handle and service you in whatever way you need service. Let me tell you one thing that Kiki don't need.
Money.
From nobody. Now, if you want to give a little something and get my nails done, something cute,
but
I'm
shouldn't
fine
they
with
do
it.
that? But shouldn't they make that effort?
Yeah.
Because
but you might still look like Stedman to the world, and that's a great role.
And that's a great role.
Because if I was married to, I was with Oprah Winfrey,
right, you just be sitting up there waiting,
chilling.
Yeah,
and Stedman, by the way, Stedman's esteemed.
Yeah,
Stedman
and
has a whole career. He's just not
life.
Oprah.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's. How dare people compare you to your lover?
Yeah.
I hate that Oprah had to endure that.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that she had to endure that.
It's
and I
true.
hate that Stedman had to endure that. And that's why I said what I said, because you had a good role. You were supposed to be my Stedman.
Yes.
Come on.
He was.
When I played that for my dad said, yeah, because why did he want to be Stedman?
Excuse me, ma'am. Quick question for you. You think it's okay to date a man for money?
100%. I think if your man doesn't have money, you should leave him.
So why wouldn't you date a broke guy?
Because he's broke. I need to be able to go out to dinner. I need my nails done, my hair. I mean, like, we need stuff.
I mean, but I think that if he treats you right and he's got, like, a plan.
Maybe if he has a plan to make money, but, like, if he just plans on being poor and living off me, like, I'm pre-med. I don't need some poor man leeching off me.
So if you met a guy and...
Poor? I wouldn't meet a guy that was poor. I wouldn't meet a poor man. I only meet rich men.
So you don't think that puts you in a gold digger category?
100%. I think it puts me in a gold digger category, but I think if you're pretty enough, it doesn't matter.
And you think the men watching this would agree?
100%.
That you're worth the
100%.
the wanting that man to spend and spoil?
Yep, 100%. Because, like, why am I going to, like, you know, spend all my money on a man? I'm a surgeon.
I think that if you have children, you should be with the father of your children. That's what I think. If he was good enough to give you a child, but he's not good enough to marry, is crazy to me. He was good enough to give you something that's a piece of him for the rest of his life. You want to go out here low market value. This sounds really terrible when I'm saying it out loud, but you want to go out here and do all of that when you could have just stayed with him. Why'd you choose him in the first place? Why'd you let him shoot up the club? Why'd you let him get you pregnant? That's real. I don't understand that. And if that's the case, be with your baby daddy. I don't feel like women should be getting pregnant by everybody. That's also true. I just don't think that. A majority of children are accidents. They are. I'm an accident. You were probably an accident. Kenny, one day will probably have an accident.
I'm the firstborn.
I'm the firstborn
Definitely
too.
an accident.
I
was the firstborn
so,
too.
So I say that to say, I'm saying that most children are not planned. It's like, oh my God, we're pregnant.
Yeah.
Most parents are not sitting here like, yeah, we're going to get pregnant on this month. Now, some are. Some are. I'm hope, you know, in my situation now, I'm old. It's big old. It's giving biscuits.
You're not old.
I'm just saying now it's a plan.
Okay.
And I pray God is in alignment with the plan.
If I have high standards, that means I'm high standards.
All right, let's have fun with this. Pull up the calculator. This is the most accurate representation of men in the United States. So minimum age, maximum age for you.
Minimum age, 24.
Max?
29.
Minimum height for you?
5'5".
Oh, how tall are you?
5'5".
Okay, race.
Hispanic.
Right? Wait, no, black?
Black too.
Bare minimum education he's got to have for you.
High school.
And the minimum income for you?
250,000.
All right, can he be fat?
No.
Can he be married?
No.
All right, exclude both. Let's go ahead and see how common this guy is. Oh, 5 cat bags. Congratulations. He scored a perfect 5 out of 5 cat bags, which is pretty much the average at this point on the show. You have fairly high standards. The guy that you want, less than 1% of the population?
Yeah.
You just said a second ago, right, that like your high standards too, right?
Yes.
Do you think you carry more value than he does?
I think we both.
Let's be very blunt about this. Are there more of him or more of you?
There's more of him.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm one of one.
That's the problem.
Seriously.
What makes you worth what? 250K.
I'm worth more than that. That's just the minimum.
So a man having to go to work every day to provide for his family is not a sacrifice because it's something he should have to be doing anyway. But when they say the same thing about you cooking and cleaning and doing the dishes and doing laundry, you then understand that the workload increases because of the added responsibility and the added amount of people that is in your home, right? Because if you were the one doing all the cooking and the cleaning and the washing and the drying, you would consider that to be a sacrifice because you have to work harder than you would if you lived alone. But you don't understand how that also applies to the pressures that comes onto a man's back because he has to work and provide for a lot more people, which provides a lot more pressure on him to make sure he exceeds expectations to work even harder to make even more for his family. Is everyone okay? Are y'all all right? Because I don't think y'all are.
There's nothing that I can add to that. The only thing I can say is let her cook.
Good, bro.
That's my friend.
Friend? In your room?
Yeah, why not?
Like friend, like what you mean? Like, does he like crack that or like?
No, never.
Say on God. See? Yeah. You want to laugh? Yeah.
Listen, he's my friend, but he still cracks.
I know. Trust me. I know. I don't know why you tried lying. Like.
You should have asked this question like 2 weeks ago. He could have been like, oh God.
Oh, so he just recently just cracked.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you got a boyfriend or no?
No. I recently broke up.
How recent?
Like 3 months.
Was he still your friend during that time?
They're roommates.
You guys have a great mother night. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
Don't trust them. Yeah, I agree with that one.
What is the most surprising thing you've learned about men from your experiences?
You can't trust them. Facts.
Do you prefer a man who is a gentleman or a bad boy?
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Is it fair to say women lust after bad boys that want to settle down with nice guys?
Yeah.
If you happen to be looking for a quality man, where would you expect to find one?
A quality man? Church. Yes, that's...
When was the last time you went to church?
Kansas City, I have a question for you. Where are the good single men at? I'm asking for the girls and I need you guys to deliver. I may or may not be working on something different, something we haven't done before, something that might actually shake up the Kansas City dating scene a little bit. I can't tell you much yet, but I can tell you is if you are single, if you're tired of the dating apps, and if you're one of the good ones, I need you to stay very, very close. Because when this drops, spots are going to be very limited.
Most of these modern women are delusional. There's very few out there that are going to say anything that makes any sense. I mean, you know, I'm just going back to that clip where the woman is talking about she's not going to date a broke guy. You know, maybe somebody's going to like her, but you know, not when her friend is right there. It's going to be hard. Not when her friend is right there beside her. You asking the wrong person to talk, honestly and truly. I mean, looks wise, build wise. I mean, you're just asking the wrong person to talk. And this is what men are running into. The women that probably need to be quiet are on the front lines running their mouth. We got to go back to that woman talking about there's a chopped man epidemic. And then the women try to gaslight us and say she's pretty. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on now. It be the ones that don't need to be talking, that be on the front line.
Women go, no, come on, that's whatever. I like an honest man. Trust me, you don't. An honest man is called an But we have to say stuff like, oh, honey, come on. I don't think those women are attractive. Ugh. No, you're magically and unscientifically the only human I'm attracted to. Look at them over there with their boobs and butts. Ugh. We say things like, of course, honey. Why wouldn't I want to spend my only day off at a pumpkin patch? That doesn't sound stupid at all. What's that? It costs money? Terrific. Let me grab my jacket. An honest guy would go, what's that, pumpkin patch? Go f*** yourself. I'm not doing that. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Where do you come up with all this stupid? I don't understand. You're like really good at coming up with dumb we should do. Do you have a website you go to for dumb? Like, how do you find so much dumb for us to do?
Sometimes men disappear because they feel like their effort is not being reciprocated. A lot of women feel like their approach to dating is, you as a man have to prove to me you are worthy of my time, my energy, and me being more vulnerable to you. And because of what you've been through, you think that's the right way to do it. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a man who's actually serious and he's seeing you're holding back, you got walls up, he has concerns that you're wasting his time. So now he falls off because he's like, all right, she's tripping, she's not really making any effort. But because there's still a desire there, because he still likes her, I think the comment, the like, is a temperature check. Let me see how she'll respond. Let me see if I can still reignite something here. But it all stemmed from, are we actually making a mutual effort to get to know each other? Okay. So just make sure, before you start throwing all kinds of accusations at the man, ask yourself, was I coming correct in this process or not?
And a black woman in America, it's different, especially if you got some kids and you're not with the dad.
Right.
It's a big difference between my struggles and your struggles.
It is a different struggle. My struggle harder. You say that it's not.
God.
How is my struggle not harder when I don't get help? You do.
I do not always get help, though. That's what I'm saying.
Food stamps are help. Not saying that you got it. Hold on. Section 8, that's help. Not saying that you got it. Hold on. Child support, that's help. Ask me. Hold on, Shamar, let's go over here. Shamar, let's go over here. When you came to live with Daddy for them 2 years, did your mama, how much money, after your daddy kept the damn 18 years of never missing a payment, how much money did your mama send your daddy? How much money did you, how much? Nothing. So how is our struggle the same or is it equal when she's not here, I gotta support her, but when she over here with me, I get no support?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Have you ever feared walking outside by yourself at night? That's a struggle that women deal with.
Yeah, I went to war to fight for your to goddamn make sure I took care of you because it was Iraqis out there with AK-47s. Next question.
I don't think men and women can or should be friends. I think it's a very bad idea. The point is to get behind enemy lines so we can learn the other gender better. But that's not what be happening at all. We just traumatize each other. I was with my homegirl the other day. She tells me, Kyron, I'm about to break up with my boyfriend. I like her boyfriend. So I'm like, why you want to break up with your boyfriend? She goes, I fell out of love with him. Then I was like, I seen y'all a month ago. When'd you fall out of love? This woman looked me in the eyes with a straight face and she said, 2.5 years ago. Huh? You mean 913 days? And mind you, they got a dog. They live together. So I look at her and I go, what's up with you? And then she goes, it's not just me. A lot of girls go through this. They do? Really? This normal for y'all? Men don't do stuff like this. Men will cousin in the Pontiac in a Walmart parking lot. We'll do that. But we not buying the dog and then signing a 12-month lease with someone that we hate. I can't hear like that, then just go back into the world optimistic. My homegirl is the reason I'll never want to date again. 913 days.
No, I can't date a man that's their only goal is to make millions. Like, that's not enough money. It's
What?
not enough money.
Shit triggered me.
As a woman, if my goal is to make multiple millions and eventually become a billionaire, I can't date a man whose only goal is to only make $1 million. Like, $1 million is not a lot of money. I'll spend that a month.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not a lot of money.
Because the more money you make, the more problems you have. And there's a lot of problems that can wipe out $1 million.
Exactly.
One lawsuit, one bad month in business, you could easily get cooked.
You don't ever want to date a man who has lesser goals than you do. Because it's like, if I'm trying to go up here and you're okay with just being right here, why would I sacrifice all of that, like, space in between? It's like, I'm trying to go up here, so I need my man to lead me, and he needs to be up here. That's just the way I see it.
So I think that a lot of women be thinking that they be doing men favors, right? So have you ever heard a woman say, oh yeah, girl, I just settled for him. He wasn't even my type. Let me tell you something about men. Men don't want y'all favors, right? And the worst thing that you can do to a man that they just really don't like is sit up there and act like you settled for this man. Because a man coming in your life and making your life better by helping to pay bills, by being there for you emotionally, by supporting you, all these things that you expect a man to do, he's also adding value to your life. So how dare you say that, oh, I just settled for him? No, leave him alone. Let him find a woman that will value him, and then you go be with somebody else that may be settling for you. Let's talk about it. I need y'all to get yourselves together.
One of my beliefs, it's not for all women, but I believe it's a lot of women. Most of y'all ain't built to work 30, 40 years. You may like your career. You may like your degree. The truth is, most of y'all want to be work optional. You want to work when you want to work. You want to be in a relationship where you can take off when you need to. When you do need a break. You want to take off for kids. You just overworked and the bills still get paid and nothing falls apart.
Isn't that everyone though?
No, believe it or not, no. A lot of men have no problem working the course of their lives taking care of their families. That's how we're hardwired.
What's smart and not hard?
A lot of ladies would prefer, they want to be able to work when they want to, but they want to be work optional.
Let's say like you're dating a guy, you meet as homeboys, and you realize like he ain't the leader of the pack.
I can't.
I don't care about what they look like, but I want my man to be the head honcho.
No, he has to be the leader of the pack.
I did not think this was real. And this is the cringiest thing I've seen in 2025 because it is real, because I've never really heard that term since like middle school or high school. I haven't heard anyone say it in like the last 10, 15 years. I'm in my 30s. These girls are like maybe late 30s, early 40s. They look good for their age, but hearing this in a real conversation, like this is what they actually think, is mind blowing to me. It shows you how cooked the dating market is in certain segments. Like this is what women are actually thinking. Mind blowing to me. There are no leaders of the pack or alphas in male friend groups. They're just friends. And the fact that this was a real podcast conversation blows my mind.
I'm gonna just be honest. We tired of crying in the shower. We tired of crying in the car. That's aggravating. Look at my man shaking his head. Yeah, look, the shower is my crying spot, bro. Cause we can't cry to y'all.
No, you're definitely right though. I think as women, we do need to do better when it comes to our men and making sure that we mentally take care of them. But we also need to be mentally taken care of as well. And when I say this, I mean, for my man,
sis, that wasn't about us.
Why they do that, bro? Why they do that, bro? Why they do that?
No, listen, it comes back around. Listen to what I'm saying.
Can't never just be about us. Can't never be about us.
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
Men nowadays, they don't want girlfriends.
The men you want don't want girlfriends. No. The ones that get super up and successful, no point for them to settle down a little bit unless they're oral or religious, because they have so much optionality.
I agree.
If you wait to the end when they already made it, why the hell they struggle all this time to not express and enjoy the reward of optionality with women? You know what I'm saying? You gotta use some discernment, see if this guy can have potential to be something in the future, and then lock him down. So you gotta find somebody.
Are you an open man, or are you?
I'm a loyal nigga. So you need some. Oh, okay. But yeah, that's all I got for you. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you're good here.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on. You be choosing.
You consider yourself romantic?
Yes, to a fault.
Really?
Yeah, because women pretend they like that, and they don't. They like it until you do it, and then it gives them the ick.
No.
That's so true. Go around treating her good, kissing on her, and literally holding her hand everywhere, and then telling her that she's the best, and encouraging her, and supporting her, and doing things for her that she didn't even anticipate she needs, and then paying for everything, and then leaving rose petals, and being like, you know, today's the first day we met. All of that gets you just like, what a loser. Like that's what they do. They go, this guy's obsessed with me.
It is true.
Yeah, women don't like it. They say they like it. My grandma liked it, but there's nobody like my grandma anymore.
And you know, you really do have to be careful I think there was a woman talking about, well, I'm trying to go up here, and if I'm trying to go up here, then my man needs to be up here. You know, that's just the way I see it. I think you need to be careful, because you're making it sound like you're wanting the man to lead, but it's really you that's leading. To be honest, well, I'm trying to go here, so you know, I just cut. What modern women are looking for is a shield. Well, I want to make $1 million, but you know, I might need a little help making $1 million. So I'm going to get him, and as the man, he's going to take on a lot more of the hard work. I'm going to be working hard. I'm going to be busting my behind, but with my mindset, I want that in him, and he's going to have he's not going to have the limitations that I have as a woman. So he's going to take that, my ambition, my goals, my dreams, my vision, exactly like I want them, not his. And I just need a man with high drive. And I'm going to tell he has high drive because he's already making multi-millions, right? And then at that point in time, I'm going to drive him and push him and say, this is what we need to be doing. This, and this. And we're going to get to be billionaires. I mean, it might work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I think at some point in time, honestly, I mean, you cute now, but how long is it going to be before your attitude gets in the way? You know what I mean? How long is it going to be? Everything is going great. We pushed each other, and then you fool around and you know, maybe things don't go so well over the long term. Maybe some people get burnt out. And then now you're talking about he couldn't handle me, so he went and got less. So he went and found less. Really, honestly and truly, he went and found somebody that was a little bit more feminine. Oh, he waited till he got to the mountaintop to leave me and go find somebody. You know, I push him to the mountaintop, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I guess, but we're not really going to talk about how you act. So you got to be careful with that.